Here I am going by an elementary school, and the parking lot seems about half full, which is so odd for the first day of school. Only one school bus, and it looks like they got food coming in, like a food delivery station outside, but man, it's about 10:30 in the morning. At that time right now, on the first day of school, there should be school buses and there should be kids, there in the building in their seats learning. The parking lot should usually be full. That one was half. I saw one parked school bus, no students. It's crazy. Looking like it's about to start raining here in a second. Don't want to get wet. We're not too far away from one of the local high schools here. We're gonna pull right by it and see what's going on over there. Like I said, it is so strange to be out here on the first day of school of 2020, the day after Labor Day, and we've got not too much traffic. Not too much traffic at all. So it looks like they got a sign up here. It says meal pickup, drive-by tent. Wow. Empty parking lot. Look over my shoulder here. Empty parking lot. So empty. Nobody here. Just a few. Looks like a little tent for meal pickup. It's just, we've invested so much for so long in this public school system, and we know, everybody kind of knows the tale. It started off, as a way to make sure everybody was educated, because education is so important, right? It's just the thing that over the generations and over the decades, really, we've kind of gotten to the point where we just kind of believe that this system that we have is enough for us. And I just don't think that it is. Here we are right now with something going on across the whole world, right? And the public schools can't really reach the kids right now. This morning I dropped off my son at a homeschool situation. It's a homeschool co-op. He's doing the exact same thing that he did last year. No changes at all. And yet my daughter, who is a senior, she's a senior in high school this year. She's supposed to graduate this year. She's gonna graduate. My daughter's a genius. But she's in her bedroom on a Chromebook right now, taking her first classes as a senior in high school. None of the learning environment that she's accustomed to is there. And she's a fantastic student. It's just that right now, she's not allowed to go into the environment that she's normally used to learning, and it's frustrating. It's frustrating. It's sad. I think it's the saddest because it was not anything that anybody was expecting, but it could have been like this at any point. For the decades, we just assumed it was going to be the way that it was going to be. And here we are, and I know it's a pandemic, it's a virus, everything is shut down for everybody's safety, is what they say. But be that as it may, the school system can't do what it normally was able to do. Yet, when people are left to do it on their own, like in the case of my son, my wife and I have decided that for me and my son, we were going to do some homeschool for him, and he's been doing homeschool for a while. This is his third year at the homeschool co-op that he goes to, and it's a fantastic co-op. He plays in musical ensembles, he plays trombone, he's taking guitar lessons this year, he takes his academic classes there, most of them, and he only goes on Tuesdays and Fridays, and it's a small, tight-knit community of students and parents. Obviously, the problem for most people is that their life isn't set up in such a way that one of the parents can be home because both parents have to work. And so we're kind of stuck depending on the public school system. But there are other ways to do it. I'm telling you, there's other ways to do it. We want the best for our children. And pulling up at all these empty schools today, I don't see how this is the best for anybody's children. Kids stuck at home, This time last year, everybody was complaining about screen time. Too much screen time, too much time looking at their phone, too much time looking at the TV, too much time looking at a computer. That's screen time. They had too much of it. And now we're saying that all of education is done on a screen. It's crazy. I'm gonna pull over here and put the top up real quick. It's looks like it's gonna rain out here. So here it goes. Oftentimes, even if we can give them the best, we don't make the decisions to do that. I mean, imagine that. I mean, just let's take it from my standpoint. I was a teacher for the longest time, and it was amazing to me that I would leave my house every single day, drive to another city. We have a whole bunch of cities that are right next to each other here. Drive to another city, go and teach somebody else's children all day, and then come home and barely see my own children. I was doing my best for everybody else's kids, and I was also trying to do my best for my own kids. If you're sending your kids to public school, you're sending them off to somebody like me who really wants to see them learn. But I'm telling you, I'm here telling you that even though I wanted to see your kids learn and I wanted to see my children learn the same way, it was hard for me to teach the children there. That environment was very difficult for me, right? There was so much red tape, so many hours invested in things that had nothing to do with teaching the kids. Obviously, we got to do lesson planning, right? We got to plan our lessons. And so I planned my lessons. And then I would also do the official version of the lesson plan and make sure that that made its way to the administrations, which the administrations probably didn't even care for all that much either. But they had to record everything because they wanted to make sure that the teachers were actually planning their lessons so that when the kids start failing, they had a paper trail. It's like we're building a case against the kids. I mean, it's almost like litigation against the families. I don't pretend to understand why the situation is that way. It seems to me, at least, that there are some faulty ways that it's been set up. We want to make sure that we are building good workers for a workforce. Everybody should have general knowledge about math. Everybody should have general knowledge about their own language. Everybody should have general knowledge about the fact that there are other languages and people speak other languages. I mean, I get it. But to try to put the whole situation under one umbrella and say that every kid should experience learning in the same way, and we're going to standardize their tests, and we're going to make sure that everybody has that broad base of knowledge, and the way that we're going to test that is X. I don't know. Maybe I'm just rambling right now. I'll tell you what, though. If I am rambling, you're probably right. If you think I'm crazy, leave it in the comments.